Greetings, listeners and viewers. Your host for the night, Zach, here, introducing you to The Call of Cthulhu podcast by Twisted Gears Studios. For those new to our shows or just catching up, our episodes air at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on YouTube with live chat with various members of the cast before going up on all our audio services 1 hour later. So, if you want to react live with the community as the episode airs, YouTube is the place. Don't forget to visit our website for merch and our Ko-fi page, where each coffee you donate is a luck point added to a pool to keep your users to top off our players' luck each session. If you donate enough copies for all of us, Derek gets dice to mess with us, so there's that. But for now... Last we left our investigators. Continuing through the mansion, apart from Simon, Althea, and Marion, Amos and Agatha wonder what's in store for them in the Tower of Bodies. Perhaps this place can tell them about all the strange rituals they've been finding, and if they can even make it back to the manor.
Hello there. I had to. It's become one of those normal things.
There it is!
I like it. It's good.
Before I go on to anything else, period, I found my red card.
Yay!
Yeah!
It disappeared during the whole time of the World Cup. And then...
I think it's life trying to tell you something.
Yeah. I have found the red card. It is back while going through the mess that is my basement.
Fair.
Cool. As usual that we've been doing in the last number of episodes, we're going to start off with luck. To top up luck from all of you wonderful, I'm not sure if you're wonderful or not.
They're wonderful.
But, yeah, okay, people. Okay,
We're
Marion.
mildly okay.
Yeah. You know, the people.
We're just okay, but our fans are wonderful.
That's fair enough.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Absolutely.
I may keep digging a hole.
We're shills.
I'm going to start off with Agatha. I'm
Yeah.
not going to call you by your
That's fine.
given name.
Oh, thanks.
What?
No, I'm just joking.
My total luck right now is still 75.
So you're good.
Yeah.
62.
62. Give
Yes,
yourself
sir.
13 luck. Let's make that 75. The math should work there. It will.
Yeah, I'm going to go with this.
And then it's funny because the group has been split for so long, actually them hearing how much luck people have left is a good gauge of what the fuck were they doing.
Oh, God.
Althea, what's your luck at?
61.
Oh, 61. So
That's
you
not so
need,
bad.
so you need 14 more luck.
That's actually not bad.
And
She's got a grin on her
come on down.
face.
So
Of all the
hashtag,
people.
hashtag Team Marion, what's your luck at?
46.
46.
No! How? You?
Marion burned luck.
You! What did you do? It can't be her.
What?
Because she doesn't risk anything.
Yeah, but I also don't roll very well.
That's at 29.
That's fair.
I said earlier
Let's not do it.
that if I die, if Althea dies right now, Marion would probably agree that it would be her fault. It's true.
That's something I would assume you to do.
Thanks.
Well, what the fuck? I mean, come on. We're going to die. It's fine. Also, can I just comment on the fact that 3 out of the 5 of us are like, hey, let's wear Call of Cthulhu shirts
This
on our
is
shop. You can buy all of them.
this is Derek's t-shirt.
Yeah, she's wearing the Call
This
t-shirt.
is Derek's
and I get-
t-shirt.
Yeah.
And I get to wear this, Freddy Krueger shirt.
It's
not really
Diet
Freddy
Yeah,
Krueger.
well,
Yeah, it's a diet. I was trying to think of a way to say it, but I didn't want to say a business name. Right? I didn't want to say I don't want to give money to those businesses. Right? But
Krueger's
diet.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I like this sweater, and it's really cold out.
it is.
And I wear a light hoodie over
Not
this,
in here.
and I'm
Here, it's hot as hell.
fine.
I was going to say it's actually
Thanks.
warmer today than it was a couple days ago. It's still outside.
Okay.
Negative 38 degrees Celsius. Look that up in Fahrenheit.
Double it and add 30.
Sorry, go on.
So, now that everyone's luck is straightened away, I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I don't care. That last game we played was with Althea and Marion. When you know, just as a hint, because it freaks them out, when you found things.
Something
Something specific.
Find things.
Right,
Multiple
right.
things.
Multiple things. Yes. Yes. And I'm going to ask you to leave because I'm going to do this game. Oh, until the point they're dead, then I'll call you in because it doesn't make a difference then.
What are you guys doing?
Of Agatha and Amos.
All right.
It's actually a
Good
good
luck.
point.
Yeah.
We might be dead right now.
Good
It's
luck.
true. One of us might be. The other one will probably run away and leave the other one to die.
Yeah, but that could be either of you.
Yeah, it's a toss-up. It's really a 50-50 game at this point.
We ended off last game with you, with Agatha and Amos still in a bell tower.
Yeah.
Right?
The mortuary.
Right? And you had figured out a few bits of information. For example, the idea that there was some kind of ritual being worked on here, and you realize it was also similar to what you've seen at the Church of Contemplation's bell tower, and it was also similar to what you've seen at the Corbett farmstead, the burnt-out house, that it was some kind of ritual that has been worked on, but this was the first time you've seen it. It seemed like there's something... They figured something out, basically, with the...
And correct me if I'm wrong, our understanding, having looked at this, was that it was, this is probably like the setup that is meant to be what the most purest version of this ritual idea.
I'm not sure if it's the most pure, but whatever the ritual
template.
was for, this one works. Right? Like,
because
the solution, because written on the floor, I believe it was.
Yeah, there was symbols on the floor, but it was definitely like the Corbett farm was like they tried, it failed.
Correct.
The Gaul one was maybe he had seen this, tried to copy it. This would be like the original, and then people tried to either copy it or there was an attempt.
They brought learnings back to this one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not entirely sure about which one would have came first.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's either that this was the original that was being tried to duplicate, or this was the unnatural progression to this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
it's
either
a
they're
bit hard to
copycats or they are steps to the final product. Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
But this is either the okay.
But it has been attempted 3 times with different results, which we don't know what the results are.
Yep.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah. Now, the other thing that I believe, and if I didn't describe it now, I'm describing it now, is that also there seemed to be like wood paneling, because
windows,
but blocking out the windows.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to immediately call for Agatha to make a luck roll.
God damn it!
Oh no! I thought it was both of us.
No, it's Agatha.
Oh, okay.
I told them at the end of last game, I believe when we had stopped recording, for Agatha to write down to remember me to ask for a luck roll.
Yes, okay.
I did not specify to her that it was only for her.
28 out of
Hey,
75.
that's good. Now, if it's a slug, it's about to pop out of a fucking torso. All the torsos were empty. Look, they're all gutted open, right? Right?
You don't know that.
I looked! That was the first thing I looked at! Okay. Go again. Do it again. It's a slug, isn't it? Is it slugs? God damn it.
Amos. There's no need to for you to
There's
actually
so
roll
much
dice.
tension right now, and we haven't
feel
even
it.
started.
We've played these characters for so long, I don't want them to die. Go on.
But that'll just make it so much more,
I know!
hits home, right? But no, Amos,
Yeah.
you feel almost like a slight breeze, like a draft. You feel like a draft. A draft, a slight breeze, against your skin, against the side of your face, against your arm. You can just, you know what I mean? That's like, you feel it feels a little bit cool. Not cold or anything, but you also smell, it doesn't really smell bad, but it smells like soil. Like
Earthy?
Earth. It smells a bit earthy.
Okay.
Yeah. And then as you start feeling that, you start hearing the slight sound of a breeze, like running through a farmland, like a field. You know what I mean? That as it hits trees and stuff like that.
Where is this coming from?
As you look to the side, and there's a slight gap between the boards. You know, the boards for the windows?
Yeah?
And as you're looking over, it just seems like it's coming from that direction. And it seems to be almost like a light outside.
Is this panel, what's like around it? Like, is there body against it?
There's bodies around the room for sure, but this panel is like between bodies. But there is enough of a little bit of a space there. But you can. It's almost like you could look out.
Yeah,
is my point.
I'm gonna approach it. I don't want to get right up to it because I don't know what the fuck is behind all these walls. But I do want to try and like see if I can peer through just get an idea of, do I see a golden farmyard?
Okay, so as you get close, and you will have to lean forward to look through it because the gap isn't large.
Yeah.
A slight gap. So Agatha, of course, you don't feel any breeze. You don't smell anything out of the ordinary or anything like that. Yeah. But as you're sort of just glancing at the book,
Yes.
because you're still taken a little bit back by the signature. Arthur Gordon Pym.
That's right.
I believe it was 29th of May, 1835. Correct me if
Yep,
that is
29th of May, 1835.
1835. And I believe there was a check made. I'm not entirely sure if we did that after the recording or forward of what it was in regards to. I'm pretty sure it was in the recording. But I'm just going to say it now,
Okay.
in case it wasn't, that Arthur Gordon Pym, the narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym, was...
Yes, that's right. Edgar Allan Poe, published in 1838. It was
Correct.
him retelling a story told by someone else.
Yeah, like it's sort of like, it's not even as much about the retelling of the story as far as I recall, actually. Because it's an actual book, but the only completed, like, novel, right? Because most of Edgar Allan Poe's were short stories. Or novellas, I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, that's not overly what the important part is. That is more like an autobiographical account of an Arthur Gordon Pym that Edgar Allan Poe, you know what I mean? Published. Right? There was always this, air of mystery around Edgar Allan Poe. No, never. Never.
No mystery whatsoever.
I don't know why I'm using that voice. Anyway, so as you're doing that, you just, like, for a second, you're just focused on the book and stuff like that, and then you look over and you see Amos up against, like, looking between two bodies, looking what appears to be through a space.
Okay.
In the boards. Before I continue, can you just quickly roll me a willpower roll? You wanted to start making rolls? Before you roll, we're going to jump in hot and heavy because I have a pile of these to use and I'm going to use them a lot.
No!
Oh, God damn it.
I'm going to say for this one, Rosa. We appreciate all the support you have given us, and that support is leading me to give Amos a penalty die on this roll.
God damn it.
If I could spend two of these, I give you 2 penalty dies, I would. But I didn't say I'd do it that way because that seems like I'll just keep throwing them at you.
Okay. Could have been a 14.
What is it?
64, so I still pass.
64.
Get fucked.
You can't say stuff like that to our listeners.
God damn it.
I'm not the one who gave you the penalty die.
Thanks, Rosa.
Okay. Yeah, so very similar to what you saw in, was it 0223, Dinner is Served? Case number 0223, Dinner is Served. When you were in the second... I believe it was the second floor of the haunted house when you had looked out the window and you seen this like golden like fields spread out. You know what I mean? And it looked like from 100 years previous there was nothing else built up around it. That's sort of what you see, and you can see wind blowing through almost like a wheat field if you will, it's like there's fields and there's just floating, and that's what you're hearing as well. Is you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I say that a lot, people. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? When I'm trying to describe something, I should just describe something and just be like, "That's good enough for you."
Yep, works for me.
Yeah, so that's what you sort of see. And as you're looking out, off in the horizon, because you don't see any structures, you don't see any man-made things around. It just seems to be like open fields as far as you can see. And of course, you don't see the sun in the sky, but there is light shining down. It feels warm and it smells good. You know what I mean? This
nice.
Unbridled nature. This smell of these. You know what I mean?
Let's go there for vacation after we're done here and totally alive.
But the issue is, off in the distance, you see almost way off in the distance, like it starts getting dark. Like off in the horizon, you can see it starts getting dark. I'm probably covering your face here when I do that. But it starts getting dark off in the horizon, and it starts getting closer and closer.
Yeah, I'll stop looking and just kind of...
Yeah, that's my question. Are you going to continue to look, or are you going to focus your attention away?
Remember, Amos doesn't really believe in the supernatural shit, so he's just kind of like, oh, okay, I stop looking and kind of just... It just looks like nighttime's approaching from a certain perspective, one would consider, or like a real deep shadow, like a cloud.
So nighttime approaches usually
global, yeah, but
no, not global. It has layers.
Yeah.
It starts getting dark, right?
So it's like a wall of darkness.
This is like it's so far away now you can't really pick out what it is, but it's almost like this darkness pushing.
Would it almost be like akin to, like, you know how you always hear locusts, like they swarm and block up? It'd be like that.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, I'll stop looking, but like I'll look back around the room. Is there anything? This is probably a weird question. Maybe I'm not asking it right, but I haven't even asked it yet. I'll stop looking, kind of not really like, oh, what the. Try to quantify its relationship in my mind to the haunted house's window that I saw, and then kind of relate to it the same way as I'm not whatever the fuck that was. By looking in the room, does anything stand out in the room to me afterwards? By turning away and looking?
No.
Okay.
But when you're trying to compare it to what you saw in the haunted house, dinner served, case number 0223.
Yeah.
It seems to be the same area, but not the same location that you're looking upon.
Okay.
If that makes sense. It's not like you're looking out and it's like the duplicate of the... But it's definitely the same area.
Interesting.
Right.
Okay.
So you look away from the gap then.
Yeah, something to deal with later, I guess. It's not... has nothing to do with what we're currently doing.
But, of course, Agatha would have seen you look back a little bit perplexed, thinking to yourself.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Were you... Do I remember if she was upstairs in the haunted house and saw the window?
It was the two of you.
Oh.
And at the time, Amos had failed a sanity roll, while Agatha had succeeded on a sanity roll. Agatha, when she had looked out the window in the haunted house, seen Boston.
Yeah.
You, after failing your roll, had seen the Golden Fields.
I will... So you asked me if everything's okay?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I wondered if I'd be able to see outside. It's fine.
I'm psychology.
Yeah, go ahead, roll that psychology check.
That is 2%.
Lying through my teeth. Lying through my teeth.
It's 55.
Put a tick in psychology if you don't already have one.
That's yep.
Yeah.
Something's up in Funky Town. Nah, he... Well, actually, you can describe... I'm not sure if it would come off as deceptive, or... I'm not think
It would come off. It's not that I'm trying to lie, especially if you with the 2%. The idea is that the I'm fine comes from a place of we've been in this position before, and I wasn't believed, so maybe I'm the one of the wrong.
Yeah. So
Okay,
potentially, I'm going to add to that by saying what Amos seems, from what you get from your psychology check, especially with a 2%, is Amos looked out that gap.
Yeah.
He saw something, and he really doesn't want to get into it right now.
Yeah.
So he just seems to be skirting over it, like, yeah, this is not important.
Yeah, and it does. In his mind, has nothing to do with what we're currently here to do.
Okay.
But it could be something.
Based off of that, I'm going to say based off of that, and knowing you fairly well, hopefully, I'm not going to push the matter because we don't have time to have this discussion. But what I do want to do, though, is I want to, because I can't glean anything more from the book. I just know that the only thing that was said in English was a name. Everything else was in a different language.
Yeah, so you had skimmed from the middle of the book.
Yeah.
Or you just let it fall
I
open,
let it open, yeah.
to the front of the book.
Oh, right. So I haven't actually,
Skim to the back
through.
of the book.
I want to do that.
You want to skim to the back of the book.
I want to skim, yeah,
To see if anything pops out at you.
yes. So what would that be? That would be?
You don't need to
Why'd
really
you word it that way?
You don't really need to roll a check for that. I am going to ask you to roll me a Cthulhu Mythos.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Oh, we'll see. This would have been nice to have the 75 out of 9.
Okay.
Drop 75.
Fuck you.
Yeah, fair enough.
Could you imagine?
That would be so shitty. Sorry.
So what happens is,
Yeah.
what happens is, as you start skimming through the back of the book, though,
Yeah.
around 3/4 of the way through, so another 25%, you know what I mean, from the
Yeah.
middle, as you're going back, it all seems to be the same. It seems like I've described before. Give me 1 second, because I have this wrote out here. Yeah, so the symbols that you're seeing in the book seem to be similar to the symbols used in a ritual.
Yeah.
I believe I said that before. Potentially the same source. The problem is that whatever the root language of this is, it doesn't seem to have any roots in any human language that you are aware of. Let's be clear. There's a lot of lost languages out there.
Okay.
None of y'all speak Latin.
But as you get to that point, the writing distinctly changes. Okay? So it's the other thing that I should mention, of course, is this book seems to be handwritten. This isn't a printing press. This isn't, you know what I mean? I gotta stop saying, you know what I mean. You know what I mean?
It would be like when you find medieval scripts. It was all written by monks. It was all the hand
Yes.
choreography, calligraphy. So is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Fancy.
Yeah. Okay.
Fancy. You do notice at that point that the writing changes. The symbols seem to be slightly different, as if it is somebody figuring out what the symbols are. But you still can't really understand it without being able to spend time researching it. But that last half of the book seems to be, if you could really dig into it, is somebody who's writing out,
Trying to translate it?
trying to translate the part of it.
Okay. Well...
There is also clearly
Okay.
2 pages ripped out. You can see right before that starts, right when you get to the last 2 pages of the alien script. Not, you know what I mean. There's 2 pages ripped out.
Hang on a sec. Did I not have a couple of pages found somewhere stuffed in my pocket?
I mean, you got stuff from Heinrich's car and stuff.
I thought we had taken... Oh, no, there was a journal entries from the farm. Okay, based off of that information, we don't have the time for me to delve into this at the moment.
To start trying to figure it out would be a library use check and a block of around 4 hours.
Yeah, no,
Which is fair.
Yeah.
But it does seem to have some, as you continue flipping, that's just what you find there, to the back. And like I said, the writing has...
Has some merit
Yeah,
to
yeah, but it's
translate.
somebody else's writing,
Okay.
is my point.
Okay.
How's things in the world of H2Ls? I read books when I was younger once upon a time.
Shit, fair enough. I'm just gonna say, at the moment I can't really do anything about it. I'm gonna close the book and I'm gonna put it back in my little hidey body whatever place that I put it in. And you said there was a desk in that room though, right? There was...
Yes.
So there's no drawers, we right?
There's not. It doesn't seem to be. It seems. Yeah, there is like a desk there, but it's. I'm just going to say you sort of look over in whatever way the desk is. There doesn't seem to be anything. The information you're going to gain from this room, you have gained. It's the easiest way for me to put it.
Okay, then so my next question is, because we came in through a door,
Correct.
right? I want to look at the floor to see if there's anything like a trapdoor, another exit
Or the ceiling.
from this room.
You do not find a trapdoor in this room.
Nothing.
No, there's a door. There's just a door that you had came in.
I guess it's back down the way we came. Although we should probably keep in mind that once we get down to the bottom of the stairs, we may have to deal with that disgruntled what's-his-nuts again.
At this point, Amos, you're still feeling that slight breeze, right? But now there's a smell, and it isn't a good smell. It smells like rot, like mold. It actually seems a bit reminiscent to you of when you were in the first floor of the haunted house. And remember all the mold in the walls?
Yeah,
and there was
yeah.
that real... Anyone who smelled like a black mold or something like that knows sometimes this really earthy...
It's damp.
Yeah, but that's what you smell. And as you look at the gap, it's not as bright as it was.
And perhaps we should continue this conversation as we go down the stairs. Let's go.
And I'm assuming you're booking it for the door?
I'm going to open the door.
How do you react to his, like, let's get the fuck out of here?
I know you long enough.
Remember the first...
I'm going
heal you,
to.
and if you don't move to the door and you
Yeah.
just start, like, psychoanalyzing him...
No, I'm
gonna-
not going to.
Hey.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Agatha?
Yeah.
I open the door.
Okay, I've known you long enough that I'm, again, not going to push the point. I'm just going to follow you to the door. So,
Makes sense.
yeah. If we were just meeting, I might
Yeah,
have
that's
done
fair.
something different, but we have been... Well, technically, we've been together for a very short time.
3
but
weeks!
For, you know...
3 weeks we've been knowing each other.
Yeah, it's enough. It's fine.
Yeah, about that. It might be April.
So, yeah.
Well, no. Because it started in May.
That's what I'm saying. Started in May. April, May, June. It might be June.
It might be
Time's a river.
Ah!
More like a pond. I don't know.
Oh, my God.
I know how time works.
Okay. Yeah, no. I will not fight you on the point, and I'll start following you
Okay,
now.
so you open up the door, and
Downstairs we go.
yep, downstairs you go. So what happens is, as
Every time you say that, some bad shit happens.
as you are walking down the stairs,
Yeah.
like I said, I believe I described it with the black stone.
Yeah.
I believe so. What happens, though, is similar to the same thing that happened when you went
Came the
down
first
the
time?
stairs. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like this directional shift, and your ears just like pop. You get this weird feeling
Yeah.
of
Roller
disorientation
coaster ride.
because you're going down the stairs, and then at just a certain point, you're going up the stairs.
Oh, so we're going... Oh,
No.
okay.
So remember what happened
yeah.
last time is you were going down the stairs, and then at some certain point there was like some disorientation as it started going up the stairs.
Yeah.
It's like this shift.
Okay.
Yeah. As you go down, and when you get, you go up, because right, you're going down, then it turns to going up.
Yeah.
As you go up the stairs, you get to that hallway.
Excuse me.
Remember, there was the hallway and the door. The door, I don't recall if you had closed the door.
We had left it open.
You had left it open.
Yeah.
The door's still open.
Back to the party and deal with whatever shit may come.
I don't know where else that we can go at this point.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I'm making sure I got my mask. Are you doing the invisible?
I'll
thing?
have the wooden one on.
You will have the wooden mask on. Now, Simon had not came with you into here.
Correct.
Okay. As far as
Yep.
he wasn't with you, so yeah. So he's been alone at the party.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he's fine.
Good old Simon.
Okay.
He's just getting drunk now that he can.
Yeah, pretty much. So basically, you come through the door, and then you're into that little anteroom. You notice that all the robes are gone.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
As people have been coming,
okay.
You're assuming in and out, blah, blah, blah. As you close the door to the hallway, like you get inside, you close the door to the hallway, you get this weird sound of a mechanism starting, not ending. You know what I mean? Like, you get, like, something clicking almost into place, but then it doesn't have that click into place.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It just seems a bit strange.
Okay.
Yeah. And it seems to be almost sort of coming from everywhere. Like just the ether, if you will.
Okay.
As you're in this room. First things first. Could I have you both roll me listen checks?
50 out of 80.
68 out of 78.
Yeah, put a tick in listen. After playing for quite a long period of time with these characters, there's certain skills that are going to become quite good. Spot hidden. Listen. Those types of things. Maybe firearms. Maybe.
Firearms is pretty good.
With two of you, yeah.
No, not. I have a handgun. I don't
No,
have as much as
no. What's your rifle skill?
My rifle's 73.
Yeah.
You're an alienist.
She used to like going hunting.
I hear you have a problem.
I said I'd give you a shot. It didn't tell you which one.
Holy fuck.
Holy fuck. So what happens is as you get into this room, you do notice something, sound-wise, is beforehand you had heard the band doing tests on their instruments, maybe even playing a little bit of music. You do not hear any music. Okay.
Even after closing the door?
Yeah, even after closing that door. So you're in this room, and the door that's leading to the back door out of Silver Twilight Lodge is closed.
Yeah, okay.
Like, there's that room. There's the door leading into the ballroom. That's closed. Like, all the doors in this room are closed. There's just a table with the skirting down almost to the floor, as far as I recall. But you don't hear any music being played. No band. Like, you don't hear any... You do still hear a sort of murmur of voices on the other side. But the one thing that seems to be missing is music. You're also not sure how long you've been gone.
Back to the party, trying to find Simon, see if Alfie is serving hors d'oeuvres.
Horse divorce. Horse divorce.
Yes.
Yes.
Hors d'oeuvres.
So
Horse divorce.
The door and take a look.
Yeah,
at
so you open up the door and you look inside, and what you see is... So in front of you is that really long lengthwise bar. Now, at the same point where you had all been standing on this side of the bar, Simon seems to be sitting on a stool. His mask is fully up. And he's drinking.
Great.
Right? And there seems to be 2 empty glasses. Like there. Like the barkeep hasn't came and taken them. Mainly because you don't see the barkeep there anymore.
Oh, okay.
Right? And just as you're looking out as well, you can see Simon finish off a glass, lean over, grab a bottle,
Oh, let's save him from himself.
and fill up a glass,
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
and then sort of lay the bottle next to himself. So he doesn't really seem to be noticing you. You just see this.
Yeah.
You also see that for the amount of robes that are gone, so clearly more people are business people or members of the Boston Society.
Yeah, that's fair.
High ranking, if you will.
I get it.
The 1%, whatever way you want to put it. There isn't that many people in here. There's maybe around 8 or 9
Whoa.
people other than Simon. There was like 20, 30.
Yeah, that's...
But there's like 8 or 9 people that seem to be milling around. They all have masks sort of semi-up, or, you know what I mean? Like, they're not fully on, and they're drinking, and... It seems to be a little bit more hushed as well. Okay. As if you can feel this psychology rolls. Here we go. I'm not giving that information for free.
52 out of 55.
But you already have it taken psychology?
83 out of not that. So
somebody must have farted.
Gonna let you psychology.
Yeah, it was Agatha. But,
Alienist!
Agatha, yeah, as you're looking out, so for you it just seems like, what the fuck's going on? But to you, as you're looking around people's body language, the conversation seems to be a little bit more whispered. You feel an anxious air. People are nervous. Not scared.
Is it anticipation?
Anticipation?
Okay.
Yeah, but it's nervousness to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And every now and then, on the other side of the room, there's a double door, right? That's on the other side of the room that you haven't been through, where people walked through, got their robes, and at some point you were told that, you know, the event's proceedings, people were going to go back that way. But every now and then, some of the people like glance over at the door and then back.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
I like
Oh, sorry. There's also no band anymore. The little stage is there. Mm-hmm. The instruments are still there, but there's no band there. Okay. And you also don't see no serving staff.
Okay. So I'm just going to turn to you, and I'm just going to say, I think proceedings have started and they're waiting.
Oh.
Because there's no band, right? They stopped serving food.
Let's check this. Let's walk in like we've been here the whole time.
Okay.
Let's get up to Simon and see what he's been noticing while he's fucking tanked.
Right. Are you going to be holding on to the rope so I know where you are? Because you're invisible right now for those who...
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm terrified to touch you with that book.
Before
you have. It's in her satchel right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then, if you want to hold on to, I'll put one of my robes in your bit of my robe into your hand.
Oh, okay. So you're leading me. Okay.
No, actually, that does make sense. I'll hold on to you so you feel the tug, and then
right.
let's head to Simon.
Feel the tug.
Jesus.
So just walk in like nothing.
Yeah, sure.
And
like only like 10 feet in front of you
Yeah.
is Simon sitting down.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to react to you guys walking in at all. You just seen the back of his head as he's like, oh.
I'm mad. I'm gonna be a little bit upset about this, but I'm gonna go up to Simon, jab him in the ribs.
Well, hold on a second. Pouring myself some water. Or straight vodka, I'm not sure yet. Tequila. Okay, so you walk up and you sort of jab him in the ribs.
Yeah.
And he's like, what?
Yeah, what the hell?
What?
You're drinking?
Yeah.
We're in enemy territory.
Listen, miss. Agatha.
Don't call me that loud. You're supposed to be in disguise.
Oh, that's right. You went by, what is it? Angel Face McDougal? What was it?
Shut the fuck up. And I'm gonna grab the drink from him and pull his mask down over his face.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's like, ugh. Okay, fair enough. You're back, I guess.
Yeah,
What's up, Ed?
Can you see with the mask down? I pulled it all over.
Sorry. Fair enough.
Yeah.
You pulled the mask down. Yeah. So you just pulled the mask down on his face.
kind of nudge him in the shoulder, but like, yeah, I'm over here. How long have we been gone?
Oh. A bit.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
not
say,
very
how many empty glasses were there?
Well, I believe there's two empty glasses, but you've seen him
Refilling the first
refill the.
How many?
so I don't even know.
How many of those have you had?
A bit. I'm doing good though.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
even before all the crazy stuff, I could always handle my liquor, you know. Yeah. And don't go poking me in the ribs no more. Come on. You wouldn't appreciate it if I poked you in the ribs.
Great.
Yeah, but I'm not being dumb.
Yeah, we let him be dumb. Where's everyone gone? The band, 2/3 of the room.
Oh. You took his drink from his hand, right?
Yes.
So he grabs the bottle.
Okay.
He takes a swig.
Yeah.
You see him, like, mask looking directly at you. And he does. He lifts up his mask slightly.
Yes.
Don't go making a scene now. Takes a swig, lays it down.
Okay.
He's like, so, I mean, I've just been sitting here enjoying some of this scotch. Pretty good stuff, pretty good. Not as good as Althea's stash, though. It's a little bit disappointing.
Stop saying people's names out loud.
True. True. I believe, I don't remember, she was Squig something or other? Squigman? I don't remember. Anyway, yeah, there's that. There's a guy who comes in, or the first couple of times, there was a guy who came in and he was just sort of dressed in a suit. He had no clothes on. And he talked to a few of the business people and sort of, one at a time though, like one would lead with him. Mm-hmm. And then eventually people, or somebody in robes had come in with the mask down. Talk to somebody that they believe as well. It's probably been 5 or 10 minutes, I suppose. Like they take a person through the doors.
Have you considered maybe that two things? One, your drinking is making you less effective to save Alistair, and two, have you considered that perhaps where they're taking people leads to, in some way, shape, or form, Alistair?
Well, potentially. But I was waiting for you guys.
Fair.
Right?
But have you noticed that the liquor might not help in this instance? For instance, how long have we been gone?
Yeah, a while. It's been a bit.
How long is a while? Less than an hour? More than an hour?
I don't know. Probably 30 minutes, give or take.
Okay, so at this point, though, from what I understand, is that they're taking people in one at a time.
Yeah.
They're not taking them as part of a group.
Yeah.
I think that if we insert ourselves being the next group, they don't see you. They could take me in and you're going to follow me, and then we'll not be by ourselves.
I agree. Unless it's the suited guy doing it, in which case he can see me. Although I have another question. How long has the surface staff not been helping?
Oh, I believe the band finished their set around 10 minutes or so ago, and they just left through the servants' entrance. Or not the staff entrance. And the staff sort of left around the same time. I'm not sure if anyone was really talking to them.
When was the last time you saw McSquiggle or the redhead?
Well, to be fair, since we've gotten in here, I have yet to see, and he stops for a second, I have yet to see Jean McDermott.
Oh, yeah, Jean.
At all, since we've gotten here. And then you both realize you also have not seen Mary. It's not being said. Like, you also have not seen her since you've gotten here, because remember, you came different ways. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, and of course, our sweet dear Dorothy Squidge. I'm trying to remember how.
Squidge and Jean, gotcha.
Yeah. After we were talking to her, I have not seen her since then.
Knowing them, they've gone off and done something.
Yeah.
Well, knowing
Searching.
Mary, I'd be surprised, but potentially.
I'm going to say if you haven't seen them in a while, they've either... Worst case scenario, they've been caught, but I think they're smart enough. They probably started searching, to be honest.
Where did the band go when they were...
The staff entrance. The staff
entrance.
You know,
but no one has come through the staff entrance since.
No, since they left, nobody has been through that staff entrance. The only people who have entered the room. You notice that he sounds a lot more... sober's the wrong word. More himself.
Okay.
Okay. Why don't I go through the staff entrance and ask where all the hors d'oeuvres are?
Pretty sure they're pronounced horse divorce.
Give me that and I'll take the bottle. And I'm going to...
He's holding the bottle.
Yeah. I'll grab one of the empty glasses. Like, pour me half.
Yeah. He pours you half a glass.
Okay. I would like to go to the entrance to the kitchen.
So the staff entrance.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going through those doors.
Yes.
Okay.
At the same time, what is Agatha doing? Because you're leaving.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay with Simon. I'm going to stay with Simon.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
And try to prevent him from drinking more if I can. Yeah.
So we'll start off with Amos.
Cool.
You go through that step entrance, the double doors, and they swing, right?
Yep.
Right? And as you walk through, because you haven't came in this way.
No.
No. You came in straight through that other backside room. So it seems to be just a small hallway, which leads to a bigger hallway.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A hallway that runs up the length of the building.
Yeah.
So you walk in, and the weird thing is you don't see or hear anybody. Like, you walk in through this hallway. To your left is a door, and you know from the layout that door would lead similar to that back entrance in.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. From the
And to your right, there's a hallway with the doors along the right-hand wall, and then the left-hand wall with the outside wall. I don't know if I'm describing this very well, but also... Oh, just to be clear to the listeners, Silver Twilight Lodge is skewy. Like, it's
like a puzzle block of pieces that keep moving around.
Yeah, we heard something like that before. At the end, you see a fairly large open door, and off in the distance, like looking down the end of the hallway into that, it looks like a kitchen.
Perfect. I'm going to head that way. However, my intention is to play it off like I've had a little bit too much to drink, and I'm looking for food.
Okay. So as you're walking down, it is eerily silent. You can still hear a little bit of murmur of voices.
Yeah.
But I mean, as you're walking down the hallway, that gets less and less toward, which makes sense. Yeah. You get down to that kitchen area, and as you sort of walk in there, like, feeling, going to play off the fact you're looking for food, there's nobody in there.
Fuck, I knew it.
There is nobody in there. And it looks to you as if you can see some food on the floor and serving plates tipped over, horse divorce. Sorry. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right. It looks a little bit, not like the room has been tossed, or it's not even as much that there was a prolonged struggle in here. But this is just from the doorway that it looks like it's empty, but it's not like it was left pristine. Like, it looks like there was something on the go. Yeah.
This is just from the doorway?
That's just from the doorway. And there's like large tables. You know what I mean? A large table through the center, preparing stations and stuff like that. So it's like you can't see the full room because they're blocked by...
I'd like to do a listen check to hear if there's anything in the room before going in.
Go ahead. I'll listen.
Because I'm trying to suss out, should I go in by myself or go get these two chuckle fucks? That's a 92 at a listen. Where's my listen? 78. It's only 14. Yeah, I'll spend 14 luck.
Okay. Spend 14 luck.
So that's how much that math worked. 61. Okay, that's not bad. Yeah. So it makes it a success. Don't hear anything.
So your listen check. So what you hear is, as you're looking across, and there's a pile of pots, servingware, and stuff like that piled up, and on the other side seems to be like the stove tops. You hear a slight rattling. There's a pot on the stove, and the lid is rattling. You can see it overflowing.
It's boiling over.
It's boiling.
Yeah.
It's boiling over.
Okay.
But you don't really hear anything else out of the ordinary. It just seems, being a private detective,
Yeah.
it seems something happened here.
Yes. Okay. I'm going to equate it as the kind of situation where, depending on how I take this, the rescuer could need the rescuing, so I'm not going to go in at this moment. I will go back to the room with these two as best I can.
So
Yeah,
I'm going to stop you because you've been
direction.
gone for a few minutes.
Yes.
So I'll go to Agatha and Simon.
Okay.
And as you're sitting there next to Simon, and he's holding the bottle in his hand, and he's like, "Oh yeah." He has his mask up again now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know that. And he's got like a little grin on his face. You can smell a bit of alcohol on him.
He's in the giddy phase.
He just seems that way, right?
Okay.
And right?
Yeah.
And he's just sitting there, and he's getting that little giddy face, and he looks over and he nods, and he's in a little bit of giddy face, and he's like, now that it's just me and you,
Crap, okay, yeah. Yeah.
I think we need to go over something.
Oh no.
And then his stance straightens up, and the giddiness falls from his face, and he looks over at you and looks you in the eye.
Oh no.
Right?
Okay.
And he's like,
Excuse me.
so, I'm good. It's nice, this little play acting, because it makes it seem normal. You're here worried about your friend who might be drinking too much in this room with, but never fucking forget, I'm Simon Gethin. Alistair is my number one priority. And then he immediately drops to, and takes a swig.
That's good. Psychology roll?
Sure.
Oh, wow.
Go ahead. Roll a psychology roll.
That is 8% out of 55.
Yeah, so what you realize in that moment, and you've known Simon for a while.
2 weeks.
Long enough.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can tell what somebody's like within 5 minutes.
Dicks.
Just dicks.
Yeah.
Big old bag of dicks.
Yeah.
You realized that you know some things about Simon. Number one is, Simon isn't... how do I put this? Simon has a history.
Okay.
He seems to be quite in control. He ran the New England Center of Antiquities with Alistair. You know that he's a sin eater,
Yeah.
if you will. You know that saving him, Amos had shared some of the burden and stuff like that. But back to the point of you've only known him 2 weeks. You saying these things and how you seem to feel like you've known him a while,
Okay.
you do not fucking know Simon.
Yeah, this is true.
Right? Like, I mean, there's been allusions to the fact of he seems to be potentially a bit older than he looks. There is something about Simon that's off-putting. You didn't realize it was off-putting until he dropped this mask, if you will, and he sort of looked at you in a serious tone. And what you take from it was also his eyes.
Okay.
They seem to core through
Yeah,
this
striking.
very serious.
Yeah, okay.
But one thing is true with that psychology roll. You can tell that when it comes to Alistair,
He's got his priorities straight.
yeah, but it's not even that.
Oh, okay.
He would sacrifice anything for Alistair.
Okay.
Okay?
So all of us included.
You do get that feeling. You are secondary of importance. Like Amos, Agatha, Mary, and Althea are of
no.
secondary
Okay.
No.
importance to Simon.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, makes sense. Should have
Right?
expected-
Right? I'm not trying to make it seem like Simon is a villain here either.
No.
He doesn't
No,
threaten
but-
you.
Flip.
But if
He
if
doesn't
he's known,
threaten you.
If he's known Alistair, like that could be his crutch too. Like Alistair and him have been partners for. I'm assuming we kind of have an idea that they've been together for a while.
But the other thing you now, as all those thoughts are sort of through your head, you also realize something else.
What?
Something happened with that book that you have in that satchel. Something happened with Amos and Simon with that book. The seizures that they suffered, and the both times that they came out, they seemed, specifically Simon, seemed more human. Simon used to have quite alabaster skin, almost inhuman skin, if you will. Like there was a
Right.
coldness to him. And you're not sure if he realizes that fully. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Right? So that's all that. You rolled quite well on psychology. You rolled like an 8% out of 55,
Yeah.
which is an extreme success.
Okay.
So you do realize a few things. Yeah.
Okay. And so now he's back at his like giddy.
Yeah.
Whatever self.
You do notice as well, sorry, I don't mean to cut
no,
you
it's
off, is that as he's taking the swig
Yeah.
from the bottle, he's not drinking it.
No, he's stopping it, isn't he?
He's stopping it with his tongue.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Okay.
That's kind of cool.
Okay.
We all fell for it.
Well, I am going to be in shock for a couple seconds because that's the
fine.
first time that has happened. But you said I had a clear sense that he would do anything for Alistair. That
Anything.
We are the secondary.
Of importance. I'm not saying that he would purposely kill you to save us.
No, I understand that.
But the trolley problem,
Yeah.
it would be all of you getting run over, not Alistair.
No, that's
Yeah, that's
fair.
I get it.
I think what I'm going, because I don't have time to do more psychology and I'm not going to get too deep there, but I'm going to look at Alistair and I'm just going to say I understand this is a stressful situation. I understand that Alistair is everything to you. This team is everything to me and I will do everything to get them out. And I'm not saying I'm not going to try and save Alistair, but I'm going to try to save my friends, the ones I've known, who I've known personally to save my back. So as long as we have an understanding there, and that you don't forget that we are also part of your team, we are trying to work together as a team, then I will do whatever is necessary to try and get everybody out of here if I can. And I think we're going to have a long conversation when we're done after this. Possibly. Or just say our separate ways, or go our separate ways. Because I don't know what... I actually don't know in this situation. I've never been in this situation before, and I think all of us are freaking out, to be honest.
And he's like, that's what I like about you, Agatha. You know, right to the point. Makes sense. Fully get it. I fully get. Even almost the tone of his voice is a bit, but he's like, I fully get. Everything you're saying. I understand that your friends are, they're great. I like them as well. They're wonderful. Just making the point that Alistair is my priority. The point of this is for you to realize that the rest of them are your priority.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to be good if we survive this.
So as he says that, I'm going to take a glass and put a little bit of whatever is in the bottle and just do a little.
Oh, he clicks the bottle.
Yeah. And
you see him take a bit.
Yeah.
Like to take a swig.
Yeah.
And he puts his arm around you for a second.
Oh.
Just like along. And he's like, see, it's great when we all get along and people aren't smashing your precious ceramic mugs. And then Amos, as you walk into the staff entrance, you see Simon with his arms sort of around, not in a romantic way or something like that, but
I get it.
But like a buddy thing, like a clap on the shoulder.
I get it.
And it's like it's almost like they're gonna sing into they're both gonna jump into Loki's boat is painted great, like they're all about
Sweet Lord,
right? Or Barrett's Privateers or something.
Yeah.
It just seems like they're getting along.
We have a problem.
What's the problem?
Something's happened to all the staff.
Like they're not there? Like did they leave?
Against their will.
Okay.
We may have a decision that we'll have to make in a few moments here. Do we find what happened to the staff, including Marion and Althea, or do we go with this group into the next room? You said they're going in singles?
Yeah, from what I've seen, they're going in singles. I haven't seen any doubles going in yet. They usually just pick one person apart. I guess they're trying to sell to some sort of initiation or something. But, fair enough.
Then how many people are in this room?
8 or 9.
Yeah, I'm going to say 8 or 9. I'm not sure. Actually, I'm not sure what I said only 40 minutes ago.
Oh, I said
But-
only 8 or 9
Yeah,
people.
8 or 9.
There's
Okay.
Actually, it's a small enough. We're just going to say 8. There's
Okay.
8 people in the room.
Okay, then that means we have some time to look. Knowing that this might throw a monkey wrench in the situation or accelerate the situation.
I'm gonna look. So, do you suggest that we go back through the kitchens? Then?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna look at Simon and say, "Well, you're really good at acting. Can you throw up on command?"
Oh, please, for my good friend Angela.
Nice.
Yes. Angela.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, by all means.
Okay.
And as he says that, you hear the doors open from
Yeah.
the room, the area you haven't been in, where they're coming from.
Okay.
And you see a figure, just a figure walking in with robes and a mask on. Now, you still have the wooden mask on.
Yes, I do.
Right? And there's some of the... So the other thing is that there are some of these higher... I don't like really saying higher ranking
Elite.
members of... The self-called elite of society.
Yeah.
Right? Because everyone sort of knows my opinions on stuff. Yeah, so this figure just walks in with the robes and the mask on. You got the wooden mask on. It does seem like the eight of the so-called, self-called elite, even though some of their masks are up as they're drinking and stuff, they don't really pay you a second glance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you realize it's because they're not in on whatever this is.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
100%. But this figure is wearing the mask, right? Walks into the room. There are 8 of the so-called elite. There is you, and there is Simon. So I have to roll a d10 to see who he goes toward. Right?
Okay.
Fair enough?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to say you're 9,
Okay.
and Simon is 10.
Okay.
Very lucky. I rolled a 7. The problem is, you realize this. Actually, both of you, I believe, were realizing this as well. You see a little bit of a shorter, chubbier guy with the mask up. You can see the jowls of the police commissioner, Herbert A. Wilson.
Yes.
Was lucky number 7. As this figure walks up to Herbert A. Wilson, seems to lean in and just, ready to come with me, sir? And Herbert A. Wilson puts his mask down and starts leaving with that individual.
Okay.
Okay. A few more minutes then.
Oh, that could have went completely different.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It could have been terrible.
I still want to go with the plan that we fake he's sick, and it gives us an idea, because it makes sense to not go through a robe room. It makes sense to go through where the staff would be.
No one seemed to pay me any mind when I went down the staff entrance.
Okay.
I don't think we need to, unless we're noticed, pretend that anyone's sick. I think we can just go.
No, fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay, so fair enough. So, all 3 of you,
Okay.
Yes.
right? I'm just going to say all 3 of you.
Yeah.
Simon is coming with you.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's full in. Now, don't forget, you weren't there for the Simon.
Oh yeah, no, I know. Yeah, my thinking, and whatever passive words need to be said to inflect this as well. My thinking on is, at this point, wherever the staff are being, I have an insinuation that perhaps there's some kind of sacrificing happening. Is actually probably more likely to be where Alistair is than wherever the party goers are being taken. But it could be a 50-50. But I think it might be more 60.
Yeah.
I'm leaning 60-40, but I don't know. So
Could I have you roll me an idea roll?
sure. It's good. It's a 29 out of, I think my ID is 80. My ID is 70, so 29 out of 70.
You do realize that with the wooden mask, you do realize that when the figure came out, Herbert purposely put his mask down. You seem to think in your mind that everyone who goes out that way, now you're not sure what's on the other side, but everyone who leaves this room always has the porcelain mask down. I'm just throwing that out.
That's fair. Thank you for listening to The Call. Our next episode will air Tuesday, April 18th. Spacers, our sci-fi podcast, awaiting us all to get together again before recording more episodes. Please leave us a review on your podcast app of choice and visit our main website for merchant Ko-fi. As usual, we'd love to thank all of our donators over on Ko-fi, including Darth Zahn, Leo, Shadow Rose, TJ, Josiah, Lindraska, Tavin, Eden, Flynn, Flatted Fifth, Noah, Alex B, Rosa, Tyler, James, Noops, D-Devil, 1193, Kurt, and Alec. Music and ambient tracks licensed through Triune Films and Artlist, and your players for tonight were Elizabeth Wells, Janessa Coles, Lindsay Delansky, and Zach Barrett. Your producer was Rob Hickey, and your GM or keeper was Derek Snow. Have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you next time.